Hi guys, welcome to our class number 5. I hope that you are having a great day today, and I know that we were supposed to have a live session today, but because of the Semana Novata, you are now going to have your progress test next week. So here I have the important dates again. So next class, we're not going to have classes. Why? Because of the Semana Novata, and we don't have classes during this lot 7-8. And on April the 30th, we are going to have our quiz number 1. This is about units 8, 9, and 10. What about the quiz? What about the content? Here we have the content of our first quiz. We have describing people, personality and appearance, has or have got, types of transport, comparatives and superlatives, buying a ticket, and present continuous for future arrangements. The buying a ticket and present continuous part, we're going to check that today. So in today's class, we're going to check unit 9, how to buy a ticket, and also we're going to check a little bit of unit 10, getting together. First, we are going to check how to buy a ticket. So how do we buy a ticket? And what is a ticket? Here we have an example of a ticket. This is a train ticket. And here we have some information. We have the names, from, to, the class, the date, the seat, the depart time, the class, as I said before. So here we have an example. This is the information that you have in a ticket. Also, in this one, we have kind of the same information, but here we have ticket type. And the ticket type in this case is single. What does single mean? We're going to check that in a minute. Also, we have the price, right? And here we have another example. Here we have the same information, but also we have ticket type. It says open, return. Ticket type, return. What is the difference between single and return? Think about it, but we are going to check that in a minute. Also, we have the departure time, date, sorry, the route, direct in this case, the price, from one place to another, okay, from Arica to Santiago, okay. And here we have the difference between a single ticket and a return ticket. In this case, we have single, a ticket for a journey to a place, but not for the return. It allows you to travel only to your destination. For example, a single ticket would be Arica, Santiago, I'm going to Arica. I'm going to Santiago. That is a single ticket. But on the contrary, we have the return ticket, a ticket for travel to a place and back again. For example, I'm going to buy a ticket to Santiago. I'm here in Arica and this is Santiago. So I go to Santiago and then I come back to Arica. So that is a return ticket. Here we have some useful questions to buy a ticket. For example, we have, excuse me, how long does it take to get to London? How long? How much does an open return cost? Is it direct? What time does the next train leave? Okay, these are useful information, useful questions, actually. So the idea now is that you match these questions with the correct answer. So take a minute and do it. Also, at the end of this PowerPoint presentation, you will find the correct answers. Now, we're going to move on to Unit 10, Getting Together. We're going to check some information of this unit. First, well, as you can see, here we have some people maybe watching a movie, right? The cinema. So let's talk about films. How would you describe them? How would you describe a film? In this case, I have this. An animated film is a film with human actors or a film with cartoons or models? What is the correct answer here? Let's think about it. Here I have the correct answer. So here we have some examples, right? So an animated film is a film with cartoons. Now it's your turn to describe to talk about films. So how would you define the following films? How would you define comedy, horror films, drama, romantic, action films, documentary films, and science fiction films? For you to do that, here I have an activity. So you have to click here in the link, activity. And here we have a worksheet talking about films. So here we have a comedy is a funny film that makes you laugh or a sad film that makes you cry. So you have to decide and you click the correct answer, for example, letter B. Then a horror film is a funny film about nice things or a scary film about horrible things. So here we have a drama film, romantic film, and so on. And once you finish, you have to click here, hand in work. Okay, so you are going to send it to me. After you do that, we're going to move on to this question. How can we talk about future arrangements? So let's imagine that you want to talk about or that you want to ask your friend what they are doing on Friday because you want to see a film with them. So future arrangements is similar to our plans. And here we have an example of that, of those plans, of those future arrangements. So here we have, hey Jamie, where are you going next week? Are you going next week? So Jamie says, I'm flying to Toronto with my family. We're staying in the Niagara Falls for a week. I'm flying to. We're staying in. That's a future arrangement. Also, we have more examples here. We have, I'm having a party tonight. I'm having a party tonight. Sue is starting an English course next summer. She has already registered at a language school where she wants to study English. Future arrangement, future arrangement. Also, we have more examples here. She is not doing her homework after dinner. She's watching her favorite TV series. She is not doing. And the final example. Are Jamie and his family flying to Toronto next week? Are Jamie and his family flying to Toronto? Yes, they are, or no, they aren't. Take a look of those sentences and try to answer this question. What do those sentences have in common? They have something in common, so you have to discover that. Take a minute to think about it, and then you come back to the video. So as you could see, all of those sentences have the same pattern. You have the subject, you have the to be verb, and the verb plus ing. So remember that when we talk about the to be verb, you have to conjugate the verb depending on the person that we are talking about. For example, I am. This is the conjugation of the verb to be. And I'm working, the verb plus ing. Also, for you to be clear about this, here I have how you conjugate the verbs. I am, he, she, it is, we, you, they are. Remember this, okay? This is super, super important. And as you could see, you can use these words when talking about future arrangements. You can use tonight, tomorrow, this weekend. Okay, for example, I'm watching a movie with my mom tonight. Or I'm watching a movie with my mom tomorrow. I am watching a movie tomorrow. Now you have to practice a little bit. So here we have an exercise. You have to click here in the link. And here we have present progressive for future arrangements. And here we have to complete the sentences using the verbs in the box using present progressive. What is present progressive? This is present progressive or present continuous for future arrangements, future plans, okay? So we have to decide. For example, Dr. Sharma's here for a conference. He's staying in a hotel in the center of town. Stay, he, and the verb to be, he is. He is, stay, plus ing, staying, okay? He is staying in a hotel. Then we have they, arrive, come back, fly, go, wait, not work, to my house this evening to watch a film. So they, what would be the following word? They, the verb to be, they are, and you have to decide which is the verb here. Then we have to complete this part with time expressions in bold. We have Saturday morning, next month, this afternoon. The ones that I showed you here, the time expressions. So complete the time expressions in bold with in or on or at if necessary. Some expressions don't need a preposition. In case you don't know how to use the prepositions, here I have Here we have in for years, months, and weeks. On, dates, days of the week, full date. At, hours. So the first example says, they're leaving on Saturday morning. This is a future arrangement. They are leaving on Saturday morning. Then we have to, the next example, we're going to Morocco next month. Remember, some expressions don't need a preposition. For example, in case this sentence don't need a preposition, you have to use the hyphen. Okay? One of them. What is a hyphen? This one. This symbol. That is a hyphen. Okay? And then you finish your attempt and you check your answers. Right? Remember that in case you have any doubts, at the end of the presentation, you will have the correct answers. And that is for today. And in case you have to you want to practice a little bit more, you can practice this present progressive, future arrangements 1, 2, 3, and 4, and future time expressions. Remember that if you cannot use the software in your computer, you can meet me at slot 7-8, in the slot 7-8. And do you have any doubts? In case you have any doubts, comments, please contact me. And see you next week. No, not next week. Remember that next week we don't have classes, okay? Next week we are not seeing each other. See you on April the 30th because we have our first quiz. So guys, take care and see you. Bye.